Many people need more help today than ever before, but asking for assistance has never been harder. Even in the best of times, research shows we underestimate the chances someone will support us when we ask them to by nearly 50%. Social psychologist Heidi Grant is the author of the book Reinforcements: How to Get People to Help You. She's here to share some tips on how to ask for help when you need it. So we all know that asking for help under normal circumstances is difficult, but you say now it's even harder than ever.
I think so, because a couple of things. I mean, we're all struggling, I think, for the last couple of years, so there's more of a need for help than ever before, but people are still reluctant to actually admit that they're struggling, right? We're always a little bit afraid of being judged negatively. And then also we're, I think, more than ever afraid to be a burden to other people, realizing, the people around us are struggling too.
But if you say if you have to do it, number one, Heidi has this great TED Talk, which is chock full of information, because I'm doing all the things wrong. You say, if you have to ask for help, you have to do it in person, either face-to-face, on the phone. Don't send an email, don't send a text, which I think is very difficult.
I know, and it's because, we are more comfortable asking for help when we do it via email or text, right? Because, we're kind of not on the spot. But the other side of it is they're not on the spot either, right? So it's very easy to ignore an email or ignore a text or kind of come up with an excuse. We're actually about 30 times more likely to get a yes when we ask for help if you do it live, right? It can be a phone call, it can be virtually.
But isn't that because you put the person on the spot?
Pressure.
That's what I think.
Right?
A little
Put you on the spot.
Right.
A little bit, but it's also in part that you're able to kind of make your case for the need for help. But it's more clear to me that you need help when we're able to talk through it. And the other piece that's really important to remember, because we are afraid of being a burden to other people, is that giving someone help is actually one of the most reliable sources of self-esteem and well-being that human beings have. Mm-hmm. We're really wired to feel, psychologists call it the warm glow of helping. So when we have that actual live interpersonal interaction, I'm thinking about how good it's going to feel to help you. And that actually motivates me to say yes.
And you're saying, don't apologize.
Oh, no.
Be very specific.
No, actually, don't make it weird.
Don't start with,
right?
I'm so sorry, I
Sorry, I
never
have
do
to
this.
ask.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't usually do this.
Yes.
It's the worst. It's the
I thought that was
worst.
interesting, too.
You rob people. How am I supposed to feel good about helping you when you feel so terrible about asking
That's
for
a good
help?
point.
So you make it weird, right? You kind of take the joy out of the moment for me as a helper. So don't apologize. There's never anything to apologize for. And this way you're actually allowing that other person to get the maximum benefit from helping you.
No, Heidi, I like you said, be specific. Don't, because I always hate when people do. Gayle, I just really want to catch up. How about lunch? And I say February 32nd. Because
you know what's coming.
Exactly. They want something. Nobody ever just wants to catch up with me.
Right.
So you're saying avoid that generic catch up.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't do that.
Because it makes people uncomfortable. Part of why we're uncomfortable is you're going to ask me for help. I know you are.
And so
I don't.
just ask me.
Maybe I don't. I'm not able to give it. I'd rather know ahead of time. I'd like to, talk about X, and that way I know if I can't help you, maybe I can put you in touch with someone who can.
So what about the burden that you do feel? Let's talk about how an individual feels when you do go hat in hand.
Yeah.
Right.
It's probably the wrong language. That's how I feel, right? Like you're going in, hey, because I don't like people to feel as if I'm reliant on them. So I'm kind of an independent being that way.
And I was too. It's actually why I wrote the book. I was trying to help myself be better about asking for help because I was terrible at it. I think we need to actually reframe the whole thing in our minds. Asking for help is a win-win. Right? Again, if I ask you for help, I'm creating a situation where you get to feel amazing. Honestly, there's very few things that make us feel this good.
True.
And I get the help I need, but we have to remember it's also ideally mutual, right? So we're helping each other. We're all getting the help we need. It's actually one of the few win-wins that are out there because it can be a reciprocal thing. And it's important to actually create that good feeling because then you can return to people again and again for support, which tends to be what we need.
All right, so let me use some of your tips.
Yeah.
Will you come back at some point?
Love
Okay,
to.
thank you. All right, Heidi
Your
Grant,
TED Talk was
appreciate
very
you.
helpful.
We'll be right
back. Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Hat in hand, glass.
I know.
Right, hat in hand. That's how I feel. Like, hey.